All right, y'all, man. Good morning. Tuesday morning, man. We got some rain finally last night. Boy, we needed it bad. So everything today is going to be wet, but that's okay. We needed it. We needed it real bad, man. So today we got about $650 worth. That's all we're going to do, and that's because we worked over the weekend. So we're not going to have to kill ourselves this week. We're actually going to have, you know, one of the reasons why I did so much over the weekend is so this week we could do one of those cleanups that I just picked up last week on tomorrow. Now, I don't know how long it's going to take to do the cleanup, and I don't know exactly how we're going to do everything that they want to do, and I don't even know if we can do everything they want to do in one trip. I don't know, but we'll be able to make a couple of stabs at it. Like tomorrow we'll go over there and we'll do about $500 or $600 worth over there, whatever, you know, whatever that is. I don't know how much we'll get done or whatever, but I ain't really thinking about all that. I'm thinking about how much money we're going to make versus the time that we're there. So yeah. Then I'm not gonna you know, take nobody to court over $60. Now, for the most part, now if I feel like somebody's straight up violating and they have disrespected me in a way that I can't deal with, then I will do that. I'll just put a lien on the property. That's, you know, and that's why a lot of times, well, all the time, what I do when I get a new property or somebody calling me about a property or whatever, you know, I said, and y'all can do this too, it's easy. I always go to the county website and look up the tax documents on the county site and look at the map of the land lot. You know, it tells you everything, how many square footage it is, who owns it, when they bought it, and all that. So if I got, then I don't have to ask nobody if they're renting or not, because I'll know by the county site is going to tell me the county site will tell you everything that you need to know. Tell me where the property is, of course. It's going to tell me the parameters of the property and all that. So I always do that when people are calling me asking me to do the property, because if they're calling me and they tell me their name and then I look on the county site and then the property is not in their name, it's in somebody else's name, then well, it's just information. I know that they're not the legal owner. And sometimes it takes the county site to a minute to catch up, you know, if they sell the property or whatever. But this tends to work out really good. Not that I do anything with that information, but just knowing that information. So then when I'm talking to them or you know, negotiating with them or anything on the lawn or whatever, then I know who I'm dealing with. And if they're the owner, then I know they're more likely to spend and they're more likely to go deeper. If they're not the owner, then I know they're probably a renter. It's not always necessary, because a lot of times people will, you know, have a property in somebody's name and somebody living there that might be a family member or whatever. But it's better than asking somebody, well, do you rent or do you own? I don't have to ask them nothing. I come in knowing all of that, right? As soon as they give me the address, then I'm on it. Like the guy yesterday that called me, I talked to him on the phone, and it's a pretty nice house. So usually on the nicer houses, somebody owns it, right? I mean, the people that live there own it. And sometimes it's not like that, but rarely do I do you know, a $500,000 property and it'd be rented out. rarely. I mean, I have, but it doesn't, not very often. Zach's going to go on and do one, and then I'm going to meet him at the second one, so I got a few minutes. But like I said, we only have about $650 to $700 today. I may get some spraying in. Today's a good day to spray as long as it's not going to rain anymore. So I just pulled up to the first one here. It's wet, man, but it looks like all the water's gonna run off as far as it's not puddling nowhere. But you know, this time of year, that's when all the pine needles and everything start falling out when the wind blows. We had a bad storm yesterday, so all the yards are going to be a little bit more of a nasty as far as, you know, debris. And I try not to charge extra for, you know, having to deal with more debris, as long as I don't have to, you know, as long as I don't have to spend 30 minutes freaking moving limbs and stuff. So Zach's at the first one. He ought to be wrapping that one up here in about 15 minutes. So I'm gonna go on and blow the road off down here where he can, where he'll have a place to park, and we don't have to worry about all that. And I'll go on and start in the back over here mowing, and then when he gets here, he'll just do what he normally does over here. Well, Ray, why ain't you weed eating and doing all weed eating first? Because I don't normally weed eat this one. Zach or whoever's working with me does. This is kind of a well, it's not a big property, but it's not a small property either. There's a lot of little detail, so I usually bring somebody over here with me. Y'all, we got done with that one, and I mean, it's 75 degrees, man. See, in this kind of weather, I can do a lot more work, man. A lot more. It ain't even close, man. But Zach killing it, man. He's on his way to the third one. We both hit that one. So we had 80 and 110. So we had $190. It's 10 o'clock. It's okay. So one of the damper, the motion control damper shock things, I broke it, man. And I did it myself because I was banging the deck off of the wet grass, and so I jerked it too hard, and it broke that shock. I know that it's not under warranty, and those things are freaking $100, man, or something like that. But after today, yeah, tomorrow we'll be doing that cleanup, and that was another reason why I wanted to work all weekend too, was to be able to make room for the cleanup. We got the $1 Million Street on Friday. Katie's going to come out and help us do that. The only bad thing about it is her day off of a regular job dictates what day we do that, right? So, in theory, I'd love to do it tomorrow and then have Thursday and Friday to do the cleanup over here. You know, because that's going to take some time, and I'm not sure exactly how we're going to do everything over there. We may go over there and work for, you know, a day and get a lot of the stuff done, you know, and then between now and the 1st of October, when they're planning on renting it, we can go over there and, you know, mowing it and all, and we can do a little bit each time we go. We want to get the bulk of it done tomorrow, though. And there's 2 properties next door to each other, so it'd be a lot easier if we had the Bobcat over there. But the thing is, I might end up taking it over there on the second day if we go back over there for a full day. I just don't think I want to take it over there. Well, we're limited, you know. I can't haul the dump trailer either, you know, and the Bobcat, so I'm seriously considering buying a dump trailer a new dump trailer. 14,000 pounds, 16 foot long, you know, all that. But they're like, some of the ones I've seen, they're like $11,000, $13,000, man. It's a lot for a dump trailer considering I already got one. You know. But this next one I'm going to is where they were building that freaking $85,000 garage building a couple weeks ago y'all saw, and I'm like, man, I can't believe you paid that much for that. So there it is up there, y'all. Y'all see it, the white truck in front of it. Pretty freaking nice, man. It's pretty and it matches the house to a T. But $85,000? I don't think so, Doc. Alright, y'all, I got that one done. I doubled up over there, man. I helped him do some stuff around the outside of that new building. And I had some, y'all see that brown bag back there? I don't know, but I've had this bag of seed in my truck for over a year. And what I did is I helped him while weed eated the slope that I don't normally weed eat, so he could throw some seed down. And he had a trench that they dug for the power over there. And I went on and I gave him enough seed to do the whole trench, you know, the mud. And to throw seed around his building. So they gave me $160, man. So that's an $80 yard, and they doubled up for me. But I was there a little bit longer. I was there about 20 more minutes than usual, which put me a little bit behind. But you know, doubling the money, I couldn't say no. Another one down, and that's a little old lady. She pays $60. It takes me about 20 minutes. And I did a little bit of spraying on the driveway over there. Yeah. So I got some more business, some more work coming my way. And this guy is kind of a crab, man. He flips houses and rents them and all. But he's a crab, man. I don't think I want to. I spent one, a couple years ago, I spent about 45 minutes on a property of his to, you know, to clean up and stuff. And he was like, okay. And then I never heard from him. And then about a year ago, he called me, he done bought another property, and he didn't know that that I was the same guy that he stiffed. He didn't stiff me, he just wasted my time. Because he wasn't wanting to spend no money. And he bought a property over in my neighborhood, and he wanted me to start mowing it. So he said, yeah, man, I want to do it every 2 weeks, blah, blah, blah. So I mowed it one time, and I charged him $60. And he paid the $60, but he never called me back. You know, and I was mowing the property before he ever bought it, you know. So it wasn't like, you know, I did a crappy job or whatever. He just didn't want to. He didn't want to spend. Once he realized that I was the same dude that he had looked at that job for an hour and he didn't hire me, then he didn't want to deal with me no more. And now he's texting me now. About the same property over there in Sharpsburg that I damn looked at and was gonna clean up and trim some trees and all. And get this, a bunch of branches done fell off one of those raggedy trees up in the front yard, and he wants somebody to come clean it up. I'm probably gonna pass on that. He's yeah, he ain't about nothing. So all work ain't good work. Well, you'll go broke having all your customers like him. Or he'll waste the crap out of your time, and then like when I did the yard and I charged him $60, he was like, I think 50's a better number, don't you? It didn't take you that long. I said, I don't work by the hour, man. I said, it's $60, man. That's my minimum. But you know, that's what I was charging the previous owners, and I'm gonna charge you the same thing. I mean, like, you know, and then once I realized who it was, oh, I really didn't even want to do it no more. And thank God he never called me again until while I was on that last property. He texted me about some limbs down on the Doe Run property over there. All the time I've known him, I've done 1 yard for him for 60, and he cried about that. So all the grief, and he knocked on my door one day, but he didn't know that's when he wanted me to do the property over here. And once I saw him, I recognized him, and then we were standing at my door, and I was like, yeah, give me your number, man. And so he called me from his phone standing right there at my door, and it came up as that dude. And I'm like, I didn't say nothing, but I thought to myself, I'm like, yeah, I remember this crap. Right. All right, y'all, I'm pulling up over here to the last one, man. I'll kick it. Okay, y'all. So I got this one done. This is that new one that we just got. This is only the second cut. She's out of town, but she called me and wanted me to go on and cut it, so I did. So I want to show y'all this tree job next door. Y'all know I cut this one over here too, and I've been cutting this property right here for well, probably about 8 years, give or take. And she wants me to do some tree trimming and brush cutting with the Bobcat. What I love, man, and I'm you know, 500 yards from my house. So what she wants to do is, y'all see this tree right here? I don't know what kind of tree it is, it don't matter. She basically wants to go right down this property line here and cut all the limbs off, and take this one tree that's leaning out right here, take it out. The man lift can do that because, well, the man lift will pick me up high enough where I can just cut the top and drop it down in pieces. Then she wants us to you know, do that, right, and go all the way down that line there. And before I pull off, I'll show y'all. She also wants us to go into the woods here. Let me crank up and pull down here a little bit better so y'all can see. And bring the Bobcat brush cutter over here and go into these woods and kind of just knock some of this stuff down. So the way I would do it is I would bring the Bobcat over here first and go on and, you know, cut all the underbrush here. And then I would trim the trees and then use the Bobcat to take all the stuff I trim to the back. So I'll have to look at the parameters of her property line on the county site, so I kind of know about how far back to go. So I told her $4 grand. Trim all these trees. Take this one tree out. This tree right here got to go, and we might, and then take all the limbs off the one next to it, the same kind of tree, and then just kind of go right down through there. Y'all see, cutting it off so that more sunlight can get in here. So yeah, and then all the way, you know, just take the brush cutter up into the woods as far back as you know, that makes sense. Yeah, I think that'll be a damn good paying job, man. I think I can do it in a day and a half, and I'll make $4,000. She's done agreed to the money and everything. So yeah, so well, Ray, you need to go on and do that job. No, we're going to wait until it cools off some. We're going to let all the leaves fall off, or a lot of the leaves fall off, and let it cool off. I'm too busy with the freaking lawns right now. But that's the kind of thing that I do in the summertime, setting up for winter work. And when you got, you know, 80 or so customers,
with over 100 properties, you can really make a lot of money. I mean, you can, because you always got something to do. Could I do this? I could do this week if I really wanted to, but I don't want to. I want to go do those cleanups over there and the $1 Million Street and everything that's on the schedule. And then when we fall into the fall time, late fall, early winter, then I'll do this job. I'm not worried about her backing out or nothing, because, well, I know her. She's just not that type. She said she's ready to do it whenever. And you know, that's how I do it, right or wrong, I don't know. If I were a bigger company, that $4 grand would just be peanuts. But to Chuck, that $4 grand, based on what it cost me to do it, you know, all the equipment I have is paid for. You know, so how much could it possibly cost me? I could pay a guy over here $200 for a day of labor, and yeah, you get 5 or 6 more jobs just like this one, and I got 2 or 3 other ones right now, and I ain't even marketing or nothing. You get 8 or 9 jobs like this right here throughout the winter. You're making more in the winter than you do in the summer, and you're not working nearly as much. See, the winter time is you know, doing this kind of thing, you know, trimming the trees and taking a tree out and running the brush cutter. That's light duty, man, compared to the mowing. It's easier, because it's so hot, man, mowing. I'm gonna get in here and raise some hell, but I'm gonna love that. And then I'll have whatever guys, you know, Zach or whoever's with me, I'll have them back here with the bicycle handle brush cutter going around the bottom of every big tree. And all of the little trees I'm gonna take out, mulch them up. But yeah, that's how we do it down here where I'm at. That's how I do it. And a $4,000 job is like a $15,000 job to a big company. So they probably ain't making much more than I am by the time they pay everything and everybody. Risk versus reward, y'all. Alright, so that one's done, y'all. It looks so much better this time than it did last time. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be an easy yard to maintain. Easy peasy, y'all. So I'm going to send her these pictures, and she's going to send me payment. And that's how we're going to do it. So you got that one, right? And then that's where those trees are. Dude, don't get no better than that, man. And we, you know, 500 yards from my house. Dude, deuces, man, deuces.